Hello everybody, my name is Troublmaker,
And I am Rangroo.
and we're doing a co-cast today. On the eastern side of the map, we have playing as NATO, the PLF, representing Sikisaki, Sepsi77, Hayo, and Partizan.
And on the pack side, we have BPT with Ratatus, Ratus X Ratus, TATU, Enotic, and DZIMMU. Very interesting name indeed. And I am a Rangroo. You can check out my channel, the Rangroo Cast, on YouTube. I do a Wargame AirLand battle commentaries and other little bits and bobs as projects.
So far it seems that BPT has the names you can't pronounce contest won.
Indeed, they do.
Yeah,
Very interesting
I
names.
I remember I first was casting Wargame Cup a year ago, and DZIMMU, of course, was in the top 16, and I kept
Mm-hmm.
calling them Ozimu the entire time, just because it looks like an O on my screen.
And I remember TATU from one of my casts. I was so pleased, ever so pleased, when he ended up buying a TATU. It just made my day. It was just brilliant, absolutely brilliant, because it goes so well with his name.
Yes,
And you also have Sikisaki, who sounds kind of like a wrong name.
oh man, he probably doesn't even know what that means. Truth be told, like half the game, Eastern Europeans.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and north, this is already starting off very interesting. To the north, we're going to see on the blue side, command tank, a Chieftain Mark 10. So
Mm-hmm.
it looks like we're going to see PLF playing insanely aggressively up top.
Indeed, because you really want that command tank to hold down a point. When you want a point, you get a command tank, because it's very hard to knock out.
Yeah, and lots of infantry, pretty much
Mm-hmm.
standard game. A lot of how this is going to go, I think,
Mm-hmm.
might be on who gets what in terms of the air.
Indeed. Always the air game is quite popular, especially if packed, as the MiG-23 is usually the most viable strategy for shutting down helicopter rushes at the start.
And they've certainly gotten rid of napalm. More and
Mm,
more, less people using it. Not
mm-hmm.
nearly.
Also, I also noticed DZIMMU, he has an awful lot of high-end transport helicopters. Seems like he is going to be heading to middle with his attack marker on Kilo. Very aggressive play it's going to be seen.
Find those myself. Dear God, yes, there they are. And one of the cool things that he's doing is he actually has them hovering over trees. So
Mm-hmm.
they start in the air, and hopefully you have it starting right now.
Yep, it's
Oh,
starting right now.
great, we're in sync.
Bloody brilliant. If you notice from Enotic, holy crap, it has a lot of MiG-23s on the east side of the map from TATU and Enotic. They definitely want to control the skies. Oh,
And
that F4 Phantom. Poor little git.
oh yeah, and it's just absolutely crushing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a ground war right now, but the air war is definitely going to pact.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Definitely.
ridiculous numbers of units. How many get shot down is going to be a big thing because there's
Mm-hmm.
a pretty significant amount of anti-air on the ground here.
Indeed, a lot of flak panzers on the west side of the map, as well as some Mortar 2 Roland support, and there's a lot of Drakens from Hio chasing down the MiG-23s.
It just doesn't look like he's going to get it before
Mm-hmm.
it gets away. But in the middle, Dizimu actually using those helicopters to try and secure a middle. Very, very
Mm-hmm.
smart. And
Probably. Mm-hmm.
should be able to get a command in there relatively soon.
Indeed. Was having some BTRs moving up to the middle as well for a reinforcement. If you notice on India, a bit of a infantry engagement between infantry in the town, pack trying to stop NATO from getting in with their assault engineers. And also on the right side, some BTR 70 Zalos not having a good day against some Chieftain Mark IIs.
Yeah, and I don't really understand a lot of what's going on here. Like, for example, Nadak has a helicopter and is doing support, but it's also taking a lot of shots. He might sacrifice that very important infantry unit.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, goes down. A big tank rush happening nearby, of course. A few infantry coming to try and stop, but it shouldn't be enough.
Yeah. Infantry net opened aren't entirely great against tanks.
And this is going to continue pushing through, actually. Sepsi could actually get some pretty brilliant push. He's going right into a command here. TEDU is got to move it.
Indeed. Yeah, BDIM2 can't really defend itself all entirely right against Abrams.
And it's going to come with that pullback time. Will he pull back? Can he pull back? That's a big question. It's red right now. Actually going to destroy a FOB. Why there's an FOB? That's a big question.
It has that FOB very close to the front as well, but it's actually not taken any damage at the moment. Oh, again, right close to the BRDM2, they are engaging it, and the rate it does go, you're not going to be able to have that resupply point in Juliet, which will be quite crossing indeed.
There comes a bunch of helicopters to try and support, as well as a yak. A little bit too late to the party. Damage has been done, and it looks like they might escape, except for 2 recons, which are actually doing considerable damage.
Yeah. AMX 1390s can do awfully fast, but the Hinds aren't pleased with that.
So looking at the map, it's pretty massively right now for PLF. +2 bonus is doing very, very well. That little bit of an all-in with the Abrams paid off very, very heavily. And now we're looking to see what kind of plan that BPT can pull out of their there you go tricks. Or sorry, this isn't BPT. This is YOBA, isn't it?
Yeah, this is YOBA. We kind of been saying it the wrong.
Yeah,
I think I said it
BPT.
first.
Yeah. We gotta stop talking about people behind their backs. That's definitely something we gotta stop doing.
Indeed.
Apologies to Branasix, Radis, and Dizimu, who of course, by themselves, actually in a 2v2 are quite the power team. I've seen them do insanely well in tournaments.
It was MI-24s that are having a field day on the Abrams using a Yak-B cannons to take him out from above. BMPT also joining in as well, it seems. And those Mott Strictly are still alive. The heavier hogs are trying to knock him out, but they're not doing an entirely good job. And it was Abrams. Everything's going wrong with him. Good God. Hines has beaten them to a bloody pope. Only one more left.
And keep in mind, these are your transport vehicles. These are really cheap. Anything that these things can destroy is just insanely valuable. The valuable cargo is the fact that they got the maneuverability, that they're dropping the infantry up front, and the fact that they're taking hits off of another vehicle is just great.
This makes them an absolutely brilliant transport helicopter as a choice. It's a little bit on the expensive side if you can handle that. On the left side, you see we have quite a lot of big infantry put with a lot of Hervmans and heavy tanks covering them. The packed infantry or TATU's infantry in Delta are getting spawn camped. They need to retreat back to the forest ASAP. And Hio managing to sneak a bunch of AMX 1390s all the way on the northwest side of the map.
Well, yes, you did just capture pretty much everything pretty fast. Yes, this is why I pretty much have you around. Of course, good response here from TADU in the bottom. Brings out a crap ton of Mortal Strelkeys, a ridiculous number. And he also has a tank destroyer trying to patrol around and knock out some of these vehicles. So good mixture of units, something that a lot of good players will have problems dealing with. The Leopard is going to be the big problem because he's gaining in veterancy pretty big right now.
Indeed, he is almost at elite, but I think he's going to run out of ammo before it becomes a problem, as it is just getting so many kills. It's just absolutely unbelievable. And he also have the Panda Mortars giving some support fire on the Mott Strictly, doing quite a bit of damage to him.
So things are getting close to balanced. Middle has in fact gone to YOBA, which is good for them. Still needing to re-grab that Juliet base, which they're about to do. So that'll put them back to balanced, which means they should be able to play that position play that they really need to do.
Yeah, it seems like Sepsi's bringing up a CV over to Juliet. Oh, no, he says... What is he doing with it? Oh, he's just camping it in Lima. He doesn't want to move up quite yet because there's a bunch of infantry down on the ground.
It's definitely a part of the metagame that I really, really enjoy right now. The fact that people are specifically getting 2 commands out just in case one dies, and then they have the second one available.
Yeah, especially on the side point of this map because they are the resupply points. And you really need those resupply points very close to the enemy so you can keep on attacking and keep on the pressure.
He might even value from moving his command tank up to the forward location and using it to kind of grab that Juliet base and just deny that reinforcement point. If he can get enough vehicles here, enough anti-air, he can do some pretty killer damage with that.
Indeed, indeed. But the Hinds are flying around and, making it scary for the NATO forces. But there are some South Rails being brought up, which are going to try to shoot a few of them down. Even a Starfighter joining in on the fun. As those Hinds just slowly but surely starting to whittle down, run by run. An F-16 block. Oh, those Strellas in the open. Those Iglas. Oh, quite a good bombing run, yeah, from the F-16 block. Those Jag Commandos in the open, not having a good day against those Mi-24s.
All the AT is now out. They're running out. There's a good Zippo fire there, which will help them a ton, as all the infantry are just running into that.
And that'll block off the line of fire for a little bit as well.
This is actually one thing that was pretty complained about in the COP, was that these minor map imbalances just matter. And you can see that this one's pretty obvious. There's a forest in one region but not the other.
Yeah, and that really makes it quite advantage for the forest region, or in this case for PLF, as that Zippo can just keeping on the heat, where they can't shoot back because they can't see the bloody Zippo.
They're going to need to get some kind of cluster bomb or HE bomb or something in this location just to kind of neutralize this threat. Yeah, helicopters moving around the north, but there's also Roland's
yeah. Oh no! Oh, those helicopters! Oh, they're starting to fire on them. Those Hinds are not going to have a good day. The Roland's picking them off run by run.
They're all very highly vetted as well. These have been surviving for quite some while. It would be very upsetting to DZ for him to lose these. And will just barely escape with the other three.
Yeah, and that run of no ammo left, just barely getting out of here. Its targeting systems has been hit. Not the best predicament. We have a lot of BTR-70 Zalos moving up into a little forest on the right side. Those Jag Commandos getting obliterated, and it seems like T-ATU and Enotic can be able to spawn the Lima resupply point for a little bit. They do have quite a lot of forces, yeah. Chieftain Mark.
This is where it's going to get interesting, because one of the commands is on the move, and I'm wondering what he's going to do with it. Will he try and creep along that southeastern flank? Because he does have a Chaparral there already, so he knows there's nothing there.
No. So indeed.
If you can grab that point, you can have a point where he has all these forces trapped, and that would be huge, but looks like he might not be going for it. What's he doing here?
What is he doing? Oh, it was AA. There was Roland on the right side trying to hold off against the packed forces. BTR-70 Zalos going ham on the AMX-13 Noils. And TPZ Fuchs being spawned in. Jaeger's out in the open. It's not the best predicament. Phantom dropping in some napalm on the Mott Streckley. Richard trying to get down into that hill in the little forest in Lima. Seems like that is our game plan for tonight. But if you notice on the left side, good God, PLF has started to make quite a bit of progress, knocking out the PAC CV in Delta and bringing up quite a lot of infantry and Saladins.
Oh dear Lord. This could be the Red Apocalypse. Of course, this kind of move is really, really important. When you break a front, you can move all the way forward and take the rest.
And you can just steamroll to get the points you need to win. Bada bim, bada boom, you run the match. We also have a lot of ATGM Milan 2s moving out in the open, a bit risky, but you do have quite a lot of them, meaning if anything, any ground forces does get spotted, they're going to be greeted by some nice Milan F-run fire.
One of the nice things about the AT infantry is that they have a fairly good optics, which means that they're mostly invisible even when they're in the open.
Yeah, and they're also a very small size, so you could usually bring up maybe an AMX Hot, which is just an APC with a ATGM gun on top, or you could bring up infantry, which is small and very hard to hit, and if they're going to spot them, they're going to die, same with a APC with only ATGMs. So smaller is better.
Only in this case. This is awkward. Alright.
Alright, you have the Saladins moving up against the Hinds, who can't shoot back yet because they're mainly out of ammo. The Concords are going to fire some shots off at them, if they can hit, that is. But the Saladins are moving right in.
Saki is
That's
not right.
Yeah, it's not right. Hopefully that is just a connection issue. If you notice on the right side, Hyo just spamming the Gazelle cannons. Good God. Yeah, there's a lot of Gazelle cannons. So they are rather cheap at 20 points a pop, meaning you can get real this much of him.
And he kind of read it right. There's not a lot of
Yeah.
anti-air here. The Osa, sorry, is the only thing in the area, and it's completely out of ammunition. And these gazelles are probably going to be more cost-effective than this wimpy helicopter's ever been.
Wow, they're knocking out the Hinds with ease. The infantry seems like Enotic is starting to move up his Strellas to deal with him now. He's bringing up some Tunguskas as well. F-16 block doing some good run-2 punch with the bombing run, yeah, taking out quite a bit of packed forces. That's actually really effective.
Well, thankfully the Tunguskas are finally here in mass. Like, there's 3 of them.
Oh,
4
seem
of
to be
them.
4. Oh, 5!
Dear God.
Good God. They really want these gazelles dead. He just made his enemy to spend an awful lot of money on AA. This is kind of good, forcing your opponent to do something at your rim. Even though he's going to lose all his gazelles. MiG-29 trying to intercept to block. Yo, he's going to evac out of here. Never mind, getting shot down by the AA. And the last gazelle does stroll down.
Really just too much of an AA net. The command tank, of course, took some pretty considerable damage during all of that. It was down to 2 points. It's now up to about half health. And if it survives another hit like that, because these guys are just going crazy with their bombs. They know the tank's there.
They're definitely trying to get it, but especially at Assault, like, because they had the Juliet side, they could respond instantly to that little helicopter spam by getting a ton of Tunguskas, and that's why having the sides in this map is ever so vital, because it allows you to respond to enemy threats instantly, absolutely instantly.
I think the weird thing with this particular game is it feels as if the NATO are losing, but they're actually winning. Like, they seem to be doing everything wrong, but they have all these great successful pushes that, in terms of conquest, aren't actually doing that much.
I know. They're doing some very unorthodox strategies with the gazelles and the Herverman spam in the open, and moving on with the ATGM Islands in the open as well. It's very unorthodox.
And they know they can rush them through because there's nothing that's going to be able to hit them. Nothing with a long enough range, that is. And they can just pick off every single tank and every single vehicle they get through without having to worry about any kind of infantry. And there's also a simultaneous plan here. They're running infantry through the woods, and presumably they're going to try and rush, I would think, some AA and maybe some tanks through the woods behind them.
Yeah, indeed.
Get a back flank. So, really well-constructed plan. I always like focusing on these MD Jupiters. Like, anytime I can see, like, someone throwing away Jupiters on purpose just to waste ammunition, that's always beautiful to me.
Gotta send them to their death. Yeah, they're moving up onto VLRAs on the left side. Higher is, which are carrying all those Legionnaires, it seems. I just like how he did split them up, yo. So they will move a little bit more faster and all group up to make a kind of a big mess when trying to move them up. The ATGM Islands moving up, trying to get some shots off on the tanks in the forest, but they spot them for a slight second and then they disappear. It seems like I have some BMPTs moving up from Ratus X Ratus to deal with the ATGM Island spam. I know it was MTLBVs on the left side, getting completely hammered. Mylan shooting en masse into them. They're almost out of ammo, which isn't entirely good, as one of the downsides of, again, a crap ton of infantry ATGMs. They can't carry a lot of rockets, because it's 2 guys. You can't really carry much within 2 guys.
And here's just using all these vehicles to try and soak as many of these rockets as possible. Of course, the rockets have been turned off by Ratus X Ratus. It's just the tank destroyer's ammunition left, which still doesn't need to be wasted.
If you notice on the right side, a bit of a push is going on. The Lemus cap point has been neutralized by TATU's BRDM. He's moving up a BMP-3 to knock out some of the AA at long range. And NATO, with a bunch of Hervmans and Legionnaire, holding on to the last little bit of ground they have.
He's kind of in a good position, but kind of not. By this point in the game, the southern flank got completely isolated and overwhelmed. And this one is just only beginning now to do that. And had this happened much earlier, or had the south not get so overwhelmed, they might have had a chance, but It's almost feeling like this game is pretty much set in stone.
Mm-hmm. Seems like NATO is doing a really good job, even though it doesn't seem like they should win. But they're still winning otherwise. It's a very good tactics indeed.
I think if this was total destruction, I think Pact would have won this.
Mm-hmm, because NATO's has been taking loss after loss after loss. Well, not too many Pact units have been dying. They've mainly just been pushed back a little bit.
Yes, micro back.
Mm-hmm. Notice on the right side, that flamethrower tank is hammering on Legionnaires, which are holding on to the last bit of forest they have left. And it seems like Pact is going to be able to secure the right side. Especially Lima. Burantino also joining in on the fun, dropping on some nice tasty napalm from above. And seems like Pact is going to have that secure. It's going to be very good for them indeed.
There is one funny map element here that does help NATO quite a bit, and it's that ridge that the tank is hiding behind.
Mm-hmm.
If they want to eliminate this tank, they have to either bomb it, helicopter kill it, or move along a really awkward axis, which they can pretty easily defend.
Oh, yeah, bombing run, yes, taken. Actually, not doing much damage, but stunning quite a lot of the Pact forces. I'm amazed that actually didn't do too much damage against JA. Quite lucky get JR. NATO actually spent to the point they need to win. Seems like Pact is also moving up into India with a bunch of mods directly. And they're actually going to get in there. There's only 5 Panzer Grenadiers, really holding them back.
So I have a question for you. Now I speak Canadian, but I know you speak English.
Mm-hmm.
In English, are all of your R's pronounced as W's and W's as R's? Is that true?
Yes, we put a lot of letters where we don't need them to be. For example, H's, we remove them from words that are needed, but then we add them into words that don't have a H in them, like herb.
You mean like
herb.
H?
H.
It's interesting you say that because the people of my culture, the Newfies, also do that. We're much, much worse, though.
They have quite an interesting Trang, the Newfoundlanders, I have to say. Very interesting to listen to.
So I'm going to assume this is a little bit over. Rangroo, what can we expect to see from your channel if we were to visit today?
If you were to see my channel, you'd mainly see Wargame AirLand battle commentaries. I do them on a bi-daily basis. I also stream at twitch.tv /Rangroo, and I also do a little bit of funny videos every here and gen, usually to do with T-34 spam, because that is my favourite tactic.
Oh.
Because you can get 86 of them, move them down the road, it's absolutely glorious. Oh, that MiG-27 doing a very good job knocking out the CV tank in Lima and a few AA units, and it's going to get out of here scot-free. And NATO doing one final push onto the right side to quite a big infantry push with a lot of infantry moving up into India. Though the points have been neutralized, as you can see, so this might go on for a little bit longer.
Well, that was shocking, so I was trying to close this out. God! Why can't players be terrible?
I know! Lose, god damn it, lose! I betted on you!
I can imagine it's going to end pretty soon, though, because there's a massive murder of gazelles coming up.
Holy crap!
Like, this is
Wow.
a ridiculous number, and they are sacrificial lambs at this point, and there's not a lot of AA here, actually. In fact,
there's none.
There's a book me in the wrong corner, so this is gonna be bad. It's out in the open. It's
I know.
In a hedgerow, like.
That hedgerow is not going to protect him from the 20mm onslaught that will occur. Oh god damn those gazelles! Ratus trying to bring out some AA ASAP, but it doesn't seem like he has much left.
He's got a Tunguska and 2 infantry. I guess that must be his final Tunguska. Just because of the desperation. Here they come.
The UAZ has been spotted. They are going to engage, and array it does go. Oh, and the lot of gazelles just got destroyed and run past. Damn.
Kind
I was like,
worthwhile though. They seem to immediately grab the point with a command vehicle.
Very smart indeed. Now we are at a +3 rate in terms of gathering points, and that last gazelle run an array. Oh, is he gonna try and move it up against other CV and Charlie? Nope, SU-24 shutting him down. The 30mm cannon of pure kick-ass. And it seems like now this is definitely gonna be a NATO victory. Unless
Yeah.
Pac can pull something out of their asses.
Yep, this is kind of the point where you might as well leave.
Just call a GG. Don't try to delay it on for any longer. Unless you're gonna do a massive infantry spam or some sort of massive spam. Yeah, and it's really fun.
Somewhat of an all-in, and of course, this is kind of the point of no return because they have this great reinforcement point, and now they're able to attack this also vulnerable Charlie base and possibly this other one up top, which would be all the reinforcement points. So even if this game went on a little bit longer, it wouldn't go on that much longer. Total domination here by the PLF squad against YOBA, not BPT, YOBA.
YOBA. Definitely YOBA, not BEPT like I said otherwise. It seems like this match is going to end in roughly 15 seconds. And
this is it for YOBA. They're now out of the Clash of the Clans. PLF, Risky Business, will be going on. I have no idea who they face. I'm tempted to say possibly BPT, but it's somebody pretty freaking good.
Indeed. 23-minute match, complete victory to PLF. I'd say the kills are quite close if you notice, like only 100-point different in terms of kills. Good God, it's probably at last put at the end from NATO managed to secure a lot of the kills, I guess.
Well, that was certainly an interesting match. Rangroo, thank you for joining me. More great match scores coming up, and make sure to check out Rangroo's channel. He's got, I'd say, 64 matches up to watch, all great. And yeah, he'll be possibly rejoining me for more co-casts in the future.
Indeed.
Thumbs up and comment, people. See you guys later.
Night.